What's going on, AFTERBUZZers? Welcome to the Grandfathered After Show. It's the season finale. Did Pony and Sushi Boy have a happily ever after? And did Gerald put a ring on it? Stay tuned to find out.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
I don't care if Monday's blue, Tuesday's gray, and Wednesday too.
It's Wednesday.
Oh, I know, today. Perfect.
There you go.
Yeah, Engineer got that one on point right there.
I'm in love.
There we go. The Cure, guys, The Cure. What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Nino, and you are tuned in to the Grandfathered After Show once again. And you can always catch me at Nino Llanera on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Please interact with us today, especially since it is the finale
It is the finale.
of the show. And I'm here with the lovely Marisa. What's up, girl?
Hello, everyone. And yes, I'm Marisa Serafini. You can follow me on Twitter at Serafini TV.
There we go. You guys, this episode was entitled The Cure. Great.
The Cure.
Great episode. Season 1, episode 22. Now I have to backtrack to last week when we couldn't count. And I honestly thought there was 2 more episodes.
Yeah, and I believed you.
Right. I'm a good actor. That worked out.
Sure.
Yeah, when Marisa texted me yesterday, like, did you catch the finale? And I was like, the finale? I was like, no, I haven't. I really tried to play it off. I just thought you were going to forget what I did last week,
no.
but I brought it up myself.
I forgot about that. But it's the finale already, and I just got here.
I know. You just got here.
Shoot.
Oh, I'm glad you came, though.
Thanks. Better late than never, I guess.
Exactly. Okay, first initial thoughts of this hilarious
Oh my goodness.
finale.
For finale, I laughed so much when I first watched it. I watched this episode a few times. And I was rewinding a lot of funny moments just for like one line. I think it's the way that they deliver them. It's hysterical.
Literally, Ravi and Annalise had a whole bunch of one-liners that were like
my
on
goodness.
point. Awesome. Let's go.
So good.
Like, so good.
good.
Especially Annalise. I was like, she's going to break down. She's going to go crazy this episode. Like,
Yeah, it's so funny, just Annalise, her one-liners, and then like people cut her off because she could just go on a rant.
oh, she could, definitely.
She's so good.
And then Ravi likes to be the one cutting people off during situations like it opened up with, Jimmy and Sarah after the kiss last week, which we celebrated with. Mm-hmm. I was so happy last week.
So happy.
And then, they try to talk about it. Ravi comes in. It was kind of funny. And Sarah was
Boring
like...
dreams.
Boring dreams, exactly. And so I was like, just get out. And they try to make this work and try to keep it under wraps.
Mm-hmm.
But the awkwardness ensues like 80% of this episode.
And I think
Crazy.
that was the fun part,
Yes.
Like it's always like, okay, we just made out. Now how do we play it cool with everyone else
Exactly.
who we don't want to know?
Exactly. I mean, Edie had her first kiss.
I know.
What? That was
Jealous.
super cute. She had some
She
good
started
scenes.
young. Shoot.
She
Good
did
for her.
start really young. How old is she? Like 1 or 2?
Yeah, I think she,
Just
one
turned
or
1, I
two.
think, right? Anyway, so
She's little.
they can't contain the situation. They're acting crazy and weird throughout the whole beginning portion of the situation.
I love that moment when they found out it was Edie. It's like, oh, that's so cute.
I know. He kissed White Victor's, little boy.
Right on the lips.
Very cute, very cute.
I did like Jimmy's line too. My vulnerability is just too sexy. There were so many one-good-liners in this episode.
There was, totally.
Everywhere.
Writing was on point, and the way it ended, and I read this on Variety and on E, actually. They said, everyone said the way that it ended, if it were never to come back again, like it would be like, which we don't want to
Let's
happen.
not think about
right?
that.
But if it were never to come back again, it kind of ended perfectly because you just... It's a weird kind of like, you never know, is it looming?
Mm-hmm.
Did Jimmy get what he deserved? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? But it can come back and it could be a whole crazy season 2.
I have something about that later.
Oh, I can't wait. Okay, I can't wait. But they both say the kiss is a big mistake. They're tripping. They're tripping.
They're just caught up in the moment. Like, what did I just do? I can't believe I did that.
Right.
But we see them regret that they thought that was wrong.
Right. No, totally not.
No, they're totally in love.
Exactly. You could see it all
They're in
throughout the
love,
awkwardness.
just like the Cure.
The Cure. Perfect. Anyway, so the awkwardness, like I said, ensues. Gerald decides, you know what? I'm going to make the announcement, and I need all your help, and I don't care if you don't want to help me, but you're going to help me propose to Vanessa.
Yeah, but Gerald.
Yes.
Ganessa.
Yeah. What was his other one that was Jimmy was like, yeah, I like that better.
Yeah, Ganessa. Like he first called it Gerald. And then they call it
Gerald
Ganessa.
doesn't sound
Hashtag Ganessa.
Hashtag Ganessa, yeah. And then he has this elaborate plan to use the Find My Phone app that we have on most of our cell phones or whatnot, Apple or whatnot, to take them to places where they first met, where they first had their first date, where Edie was born. That's a pretty cool way to go about, really smart actually.
So like 21st century.
Right, so Gerald actually.
But also very sentimental.
Right.
On Gerald's part.
Exactly.
And no, I won't jump ahead.
Wait, what were you saying?
Oh, I was just gonna say, and like you kind of predicted last week that there'd be like a creative video from.
Oh yeah, that's
we did
right.
see that a little bit.
I don't know if you saw me, and I was like, yeah, the video. I put it in my notes. We'll talk about that. And he has this whole elaborate plan, and they try to make it happen. And he's like, oh, can you, mom and dad work on things together to help me with the situation?
Of course, they have to be together.
Right. Okay. The two couples kissing each other.
That was weird.
I was like,
look
what's
at
happening?
us, two couples just making out next to each other.
Exactly. And I mean, but that's what kind of like when both of their significant others left, one to band practice and the other one to probably make millions of dollars so she could buy an island. They're like little kids again.
They are. I loved the line from Sarah. It's like, that's a weird person to choose as an example of a great actor.
Right.
Talking about Peter Dinklage.
Right.
And if you guys don't know, because like I follow Padgett Brewster every single day of my life, she is a humongous fan of Peter Dinklage. Like,
so this is a cool writing for her then.
Her and her real husband, Steve Damster, have actually sung a song just about Peter Dinklage.
No way.
I kid you not. So like, Padgett loves Peter Dinklage, and that's what I was saying like last week. How people write, like they write to the actors and their like real lives to the characters,
right?
And that's totally her.
That's perfect, especially for the fans like yourself that know, that follow Padgett and understand it. It's even a better like nuance, right?
So I was laughing.
Hashtag
Yes, hashtag Ganessa. I was laughing so much at that line, and I think it was also the way she delivered it too, only because like I knew where it was coming from, because she herself is just a humongous fan of Peter.
That is so awesome. That's so funny, actually. Oh my gosh. So they get into it, and they looked like they were about to, get into the bed, and go for it. And then Sarah once again has this block and was like, "No, we can't do this." Comes back down and expresses how hurt and how many tequila shots she's had.
She can't recover from tequila like she used to.
No, I mean, if it's like, what was it, 30 years after? Like,
yeah, she was 21. Apparently, he was 26.
Right. Oh, so he's older.
Yeah, I love that.
Okay.
Yeah, we're figuring this out.
Yeah, so 52.
But like, needless to say, that they were both young when they were first in love.
Right. And
they're not the same people who they used to be.
No, not at all. Jimmy Martino is not the Jimmy Martino he actually was a year ago.
Yeah,
as we noticed.
very true.
You know what I mean?
Character growth.
Exactly. And she, once again, it's the hardest to like to help yourself. And she's a therapist, but it's so hard for her to get into her own feelings. You know what I mean? Therapists usually need therapists. Which is like
usually it stems from somewhere.
Exactly.
So
like why they wanted to do it in the first place.
It's totally understandable why Sarah would want to go and be a therapist.
Exactly. So but they decide to, oh my God, let's try this. That moment melted my heart. Like, so they're gonna try this again.
We're gonna do it. And then he asked her to the Cure concert.
Right.
I was like, oh, that's sweet, because he stood her up the first time.
Exactly. So he wanted to make it up, right?
Yeah, and redeem himself.
Exactly. And so they had to break up with each of their significant others. Breakups are hard already.
Yes, they are. And it's also the way you do it.
Exactly. Not through the phone.
It's timing as well.
Exactly. And
situation, read the room.
How you say it.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about, it's everything, actually. Because it could end bad. It could end,
breakups. Yeah, they're not fun. They're not fun. Generally,
they're not. But Sarah did it. Like, she, even with that huge, like, closet armoire that Craig made for her, was like, we need to talk. And she did it. Jimmy had the hardest time because, oh my God, what's her name again?
Catherine.
Catherine said, I love you. In a weird way,
Like, I made an appointment to say I love you.
Right. 3 weeks later, so I can muster up the strength.
But that was totally Catherine.
That was totally Catherine.
Like, she schedules and plans her life out.
Right. I mean, can I have that cash for some Tom Fords? Jeez.
Oh, yeah, seriously.
I was like, money?
That's so nice of you, Catherine.
I know.
Really?
Jeez.
And you're only going to be gone for like 3 days?
Right. The needy help. I mean, the rich helping the rich.
It
was 5 days.
Yeah, it's 5 days.
Still, I mean.
Numbers.
Still, cookies, Tom Fords.
Yeah,
Cookies
I love by Wolfgang Puck. I was like, shoot, I would date Catherine.
Right?
Darn it.
She said, I made these without nuts because, if they had nuts, I know you don't think it's dessert. I'm like, I love nuts in like my chocolate and stuff. Like, really? Like,
Well, I think it just shows like just how much Catherine actually does truly care about Jimmy now.
Right.
And it makes it even harder to break up with her.
oh yeah, most definitely. I think that's why he couldn't at that time.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, and I think that's okay. I just wish, you know, once he met up with Sarah, that he told the truth, and that he said, you know, I couldn't do it because she said this, and I think she would have understood, and she would have been like, okay, we're gonna work through this. But Jimmy's changed, but it hasn't, like, you know.
No,
it's
and
hard.
I think it was the way that like Jimmy lied about it
Yeah.
too, because like he kept adding more and more, and just like more lies on top of
Right.
lies, and like try to make it an extravagant type of breakup.
Which is funny because you would think that Sarah would have read through that already, because the way he said it, he's like, I said this, and my end of there's no more sequel to us, and my end is you.
A literary motif.
Right.
That's what he called it.
Exactly. But I mean, you know, she still thought it was 100 and went with it.
And he's not.
Yeah, and he's not, unfortunately. Okay,
There's
but
a lot of numbers in our show
right,
today.
exactly.
Why?
But let's draw away a little bit from that, because I want to go into Gerald's proposal situation.
Yes.
Okay, they went to a whole bunch of different stops. Poor Annalise, once again.
I love
like,
this.
Yeah,
So smart.
Yeah, she's like, am I everyone's bitch today? Like, I guess I am.
Guess now. Well,
Exactly.
I'm everyone's bitch today.
Exactly. You know, they went to the chicken place, you know, Senior Plucks.
Senior Pluckies.
We're not going to Senior Pluckies ever. Okay?
No.
Never.
I was just trying to think what would be the LA equivalent of Senior Pluckies.
Senior
Pluckies.
Senior Pluckies. I mean, like, I don't know if there's a
You
chicken
can't
place
think of like
that-
Chick-fil-A.
No, I mean, there's like we have Louisiana fried chicken, but that's pretty good. I've never got sick off of that. It's like a chain restaurant.
Are they out here?
They're out here, yeah.
Really?
They're out here.
Okay, it's totally digressing. Sorry.
I don't know, but nonetheless, like, you know, they went to each spot. That's the spot where they first had their first date. They went. Where else did they go? They went to Senior Pluckies.
And then they went to the hospital.
the hospital where Edie was born, and their cute moment got interrupted by the gruesome EMTs.
By the dead body.
We found his legs.
Oh, congratulations.
Their family must be happy.
Oh, I'm sure they will be.
Like, okay,
my
damn.
God.
Like,
I think it was just funny. They're like, oh, like how nonchalant those guys were
Right.
about a dead body.
I need to ask my AMC friends like how their daily is. Like,
Right.
it could be. I guess it could be interesting. So they go about their day. It's not working out. It's not how Gerald is foreseeing it. They're on their way to the cell phone shop where like kind of the big finale is. You know, where it's supposed to happen or whatnot.
Yeah, because that's where they first met.
exactly.
And work.
And it didn't quite work out because she had to. You know, they had to.
Because they ate the Senior Pluckies.
Yeah, never. No.
I guess you don't.
No.
And like they even foreshadowed it because like, hey, maybe the guy got sick. Or remember when Gerald was talking about
Yes.
their first date
Yeah.
that they ate the Senior Pluckies and
Yeah.
they got sick? Like, dude, didn't you learn from the first time?
Exactly. I mean, but when you're hungry and you're on a mission like Vanessa, who will cut somebody who
Just like takes someone else's food.
I know. She's like, that's mine.
That's ours. And he walks out.
She throws
I
up.
should do that.
You should try it.
Just like go into a
Let me
fast
know.
food place and see how that works.
Let me know. Like half the time, they don't even ask for the ticket anymore. So
Really?
yeah, I haven't seen it in a
I
while.
wouldn't know. I haven't gone to fast food.
So okay, so she throws up. Why did the first thing I thought was, oh my god, is she pregnant again?
That
For
quickly
seconds.
went through my head too.
Until he threw up.
But yeah.
Yeah. Until
Which
he-
is like it's the Senior Pluckies. I was like, okay, yeah,
okay,
I
right.
believe you.
Yeah, so I'm like, they have been getting it on, and you know what I mean. They're in love, so who
Like
knows?
I believed her only because like 5 minutes earlier they said they got sick off of Senior Pluckies
Exactly.
before. So.
Right. So I was like, okay, that's done or whatnot. Then they text everybody that they can't come to the last part of the
The last
proposal.
stop.
And they showed the video. The video that I like foreshadowed. I'm good
Yeah,
at
you
this,
did.
guys. Well, the video that I foreshadowed last week, that I wanted actually to happen, and the video was once again heartfelt and
Oh, it
lovely.
was so cute.
Yes.
I loved all the pictures and whatnot. And it really showed that like they had become a family.
Yeah.
And it, even like during that, when we see Sarah and Jimmy looking at each other, it's like, oh, those two are truly in love too.
Right,
like
exactly.
just their quick glances at each other, it's like, yeah,
Yeah, like they're meant for each other.
they are meant for each other, just like Vanessa and Gerald are meant for each other.
Exactly. And you know what I mean? Gerald was supposed to put the ring on it, and he did, but Vanessa popped the question.
Yeah, and I like how like there was that twist in there.
Yeah, and
funny.
how like the situation, it wasn't the most perfect situation, but it was the most perfect situation for people who were in love. Like they were there on the ground, they weren't feeling well, and she said what she said, you know, being that I rather, you know, I wouldn't rather. I'd rather be here. I wouldn't rather be here with
I'd
anybody
rather be
else.
here with you. Have this feeling forever.
Right.
Like,
Exactly.
Oh, that's so romantic.
And with Nicki Minaj in Las Vegas, though.
yes,
Should've said
that's true. Without the puke.
Without the puke.
Without
exactly.
the puke.
You know what I mean? And then she was thinking that it's not even on Gerald's mind, but when he popped in the ring, she was like, "Shut up! Are you serious?"
Shut up.
I was like, "Oh, this is the perfect moment. This is
So
how it
cute.
should be." Sometimes maybe the elaborate, like, you know, elaborate things like aren't the way to go. If they just don't pan out right.
Sometimes simple
You know what I mean?
is the way to go. about it.
Exactly.
Yeah, because as long as you get like a yes in the end and you're with the person you love, it really doesn't matter how it goes down. It's the fact of like how it ends.
Exactly. That exact the how it ends is the biggest thing. Drop the mic, Marisa. Done. You know what I mean? So Jimmy drops the mic on his relationship with Catherine.
Oh shoot, that
Okay.
was so good.
That's a good segue, huh? Yeah.
So good.
I pat myself on the back of
Very
that
nice.
one.
Very nice.
Because he realizes, and you know, he talks to his therapist, Edie. You know,
Edie, yes,
the
like
therapist.
probably not the best person to, vent your feelings now that she's starting to actually talk.
Sentences. Okay, Grandpa to the airport.
Yeah, Jimmy, go airport.
Dang, I was like, this little kid's smart. Okay.
Little Tally.
Exactly. He runs to the airport.
That's your
because
first complete sentence.
Really?
She's so cute.
She
Oh my
is.
goodness! Before we even get to
Yeah.
that, like all the moments with Jimmy and Edie.
Yeah.
and, like even before when he's like, "Oh, I told you not to call me Grandpa." She's like, "Oh yeah, okay."
Grandpa.
Like, you can call me Grandpa. I was like, "Okay, Grandpa." Oh
was
my god,
cute.
it was so adorable.
Shout out to the Gold Fairy twins who came in here. You guys are adorable, and you
So
guys did such a good
cute.
job. Your parents must be proud.
They just remind me of the Olsen twins in Full House.
Exactly.
Like the way that they deliver their one lines.
Right. Oh my
Heck,
God,
even
so
the
good.
the twins.
Yeah,
in,
Alex and oh man, I forgot the other.
Oh my god,
woman.
I'm completely like.
Alex and Dylan? No.
Yeah, no.
Something,
yeah.
right?
The blonde twins of Jesse and Becca.
Exactly.
Even
Super
them, like they're like up at that level of cuteness.
Right,
With the way
exactly.
they deliver their lines.
So okay, he runs off to the airport to say, I'm sorry, we have to break up to Catherine. Which this airport. I asked us, is this the Bob Hope Airport? That's not LAX. That's not Santa Monica. It looks like it was filmed at the LA Convention Center. That was interesting. That's
It probably was.
yeah, and I was like, well, that doesn't look.
Because
that looks familiar.
If you think about it, they only staged like one area.
Right.
It was only the elevator going up.
Right, and I know that thing going up because I saw the green signs in the back. I was like, I've done stuff there. I'm pretty sure. It's the
You were like, it's the windows that give it away.
It is. It's the LA Convention Center windows right in the front. You guys know what I'm talking
But it's
about. if
LA.
you're familiar. Exactly.
I think it was like enough of a setting to make us believe it was an airport. But I love the audience that was there.
Right,
And,
for
like,
the actual delivery.
Yeah, and then he was even running through. It's like, go tell her you love her, just like a romantic movie.
Right, but
like,
I'm breaking up with her is what I'm really doing.
like, oh no. But it was just so funny how they really played off of that.
Right, and I'm pretty sure she was hurt inside, but she kept her face, she kept her strong, independent woman face on, and was like, I'll just buy an island. I'm okay.
I'll buy an island. She was like really cool with it. I was like, you're a little too cool
Right,
with this. Are you really okay?
right, and it could turn into a crazy ex-girlfriend episode for season 2. You never know.
Oh, no.
Foreshadowing once again. Okay, we're hoping for season 2. Crossing the fingers there. And Jimmy does a deed. He breaks up with Catherine.
Yep.
Bravo! I'm so happy. Thought everything was good. Then Edie spoils the news.
Yes. Yeah. Jimmy Go Airport.
Jimmy Go Airport turns into Sarah. Sarah, you're thinking too much. Let me just talk to you really quick, Sarah. Listen. He loves you. The man loves you. And I think you're just thinking and overthinking the situation. Love the man and go to the Cure concert. Why were you not at the Cure concert? Sorry, moment with Sarah. And I got stuck here. There you go.
Excited. I love you, Sarah. You're awesome. Paget, come here, please.
There you go.
I mean, I can understand to be frustrated to start off another relationship.
Yeah.
With the same guy
Right.
after you've already had your reservations and hesitations about
And super
even being
heavy reservations, right?
very heavy reservations. But to start your relationship off again with lies and deceit and dishonesty,
Right.
or it's like I believe her in that sense. I would get upset too.
You would be mad, but would you be as mad to be like, I don't want to talk to you at the moment? Or would you talk it out after what Annalise told you? How Annalise
I would want to talk it out first.
Okay, good. Yeah, see?
I would want to talk it out first.
That's great. See, and I wish she had done that.
Because, I mean, granted, the news you're receiving about this is from a toddler.
Right.
Because so is there really credibility there?
Right, exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. So okay, so for your viewers, once again, he broke up with Catherine, and Sarah found out that he didn't break up with Catherine right away. Was kind of pissed at him, and Annalise was trying to rectify the situation. That's what she was trying to do.
Good for Annalise, actually trying to stick up for Jimmy.
Exactly. And she's like, I don't usually defend Jimmy, but I will in this situation because he has changed because of you. And at that point, I was like, oh, Sarah's face kind of got a little bit lighter, a little bit more calm. Mm-hmm. But Jimmy gets ready for the Cure concert. And just like in 1989, when Sarah did, and she showed up to the Cure concert, and no one else showed up. Jimmy.
Oh, Karma.
She did the same situation to Jimmy.
Karma's a bitch.
And it ends like that.
And it ends.
And it's done.
And it ends.
What?
And actually,
oh my gosh.
To that, Patty Brewster, because I follow her on Twitter, you guys. She was live tweeting during this. She said that there was actually a scene cut from that episode, which makes her think that they might come back in a few months.
Whoa.
There's a deleted scene that we didn't see.
There's this what?
There's a deleted scene in this episode that we didn't see, which apparently, because they deleted it, left it open-ended for this episode to make everyone think that they might come back for another season.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
That's exciting though.
You think the scene that was deleted was where she comes
where
in?
Like maybe she talked to Jimmy or something?
Or like she comes in the middle of the concert, was like, I'm sorry I'm late, I was just getting ready for you, and she looks all crazy hot.
Oh, I don't know.
Foreshadowing.
Maybe that's just predictions.
Yeah.
Who knows?
But that's all she wrote for this season. Can we go to predictions for possibly season 2? You have one news?
Oh no! I don't have a prediction. But there was one more line that I was dying during this episode when they're in the cell phone shop.
Oh yeah.
And Ravi's like, I spent 5 hours on a super shuttle and kept taking me back to the airport. Okay. And then
Ravi.
Sarah's line just hysterical. I was like, what's wrong with you? I'm like, Ravi, how low is your IQ? It's hysterical.
I mean, you're in the kitchen, you're cutting things up, and you can't get a ride.
And even Annalise is like, no one trusts you.
Can we talk about the sculpture really quick though?
Yes, please. Let's do it.
That's a big heart, literally. It's a big heart.
That's a humongous heart.
Yes.
Kind of in too low.
That's all I'm gonna say. If you haven't watched it, watch it.
It was so good.
But before we wrap up, I would love to know what you think might happen if there is a season 2. So can we go into predictions?
Yes.
And now your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
Oh my goodness.
So what do you think, Marissa?
So in a way, I was right. There was a breakup and then there was a makeup.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So there's you got yours and I got mine.
Exactly.
I think we're gonna find out. Sarah's gonna go up to Jimmy. Or more so, actually, I think flip that. Jimmy's gonna go up to Sarah and be like, yo, woman, what happened? And then maybe
what happened?
Sarah will call it off and be like, no, this was a bad idea. Let's not get into this. So, for one split second that we thought that they were going to be together, they're still going to be apart.
Wow.
Because, it's only the first season. We know their end game. It's what's the fun of a show if they're not together.
Right.
Or, what's the fun if they are together this whole time?
Right.
I love relationships when my favorite couples come together. That's always great. But when they're apart, that's where the drama comes in.
Right.
And that's what makes for interesting television.
Nice. Okay.
So because it's only first season and they're end game already, we gotta have more seasons of them being apart. Right. It's like the Ross and Rachel effect.
Gotcha. Okay. Right.
You gotta wait to the last minute to see if she got off the plane or not.
Right. I see. Okay. I get where you're coming from. So I would like to think they're going to stay together, or she's going to show up at the concert and it be a good thing and whatever. And I feel like a good way for the drama to ensue or come in is if Craig and Catherine come back as a couple trying to get back at Jimmy and Sarah. And there'd be this weird, crazy disconnect. I'm kind of jealous, but I shouldn't be because I'm with Sarah now. Why am I jealous? You know what I mean?
I don't think Craig has it in him.
You don't think Craig has it in him?
I think Catherine could.
Right.
She could definitely get so many people after Jimmy, but I don't think Craig has it in him. That doesn't seem like his character to be vengeful like that.
Well, if it were to happen, it would be funny. But I think they could be together. There could still be a little drama in between, and they can go back and forth. But I don't know. I just like them together. Yeah. But you're right, though. it wouldn't be like it would make for good TV for them to be on a roller coaster type situation.
Right. I'd also like to see the actual wedding between Vanessa and Gerald.
Oh, I would
because I mean we got a proposal, we got to see a wedding now.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, season 2, y'all better happen.
Season 2.
Better happen.
There we go. Or if they break up, something happens, then they break up.
Oh.
It's only the first season. It's like we got to keep the show going. So we got to mix up the relationships.
That's what I hate about TV.
I know it's annoying, but it has to happen. That's just like writing convention.
Right.
More
That's
so.
true. There you go, guys.
Come on.
I mean, season 1, 22 episodes, not 23. Why did we think it was 23? Because there's only 22 episodes in a full season.
Yeah, show's over.
Show's over. It's done. And I mean, you came in on the later part of the situation, but I'm so happy that you came in, Marisa. Thank you so much for coming
Thanks for inviting me. I love the show.
Yay. Viewers, I hope you guys had a good time this whole season. If you didn't watch some of our episodes from the beginning, you could always catch us on YouTube, subscribe to us, or you can download the podcast on iTunes, listen to us when you're in traffic, because I was in traffic for about an hour and a half today.
Oh, I'm sorry.
On the 45111. It's okay. It's okay.
It's LA.
It's LA. You can't help it. But if you're ever bored, you can listen to us and check us out. Leave a comment.
Like, how did he get to the airport that fast?
Exactly.
You know?
And especially from Pasadena.
I know.
Yeah.
I mean, if he's in the LA convention, it'd take him a good solid hour.
Exactly. I mean, you never know. Movie magic, TV magic. Exactly. Thank you guys so much for joining us. We appreciate it. Once again, cross your fingers for season 2. Tweet Fox, tweet us. Let us know what your thoughts are. Shout out to Tennessee Haley. Every week you let us know what your thoughts are. I appreciate it. And we'll see you again, hopefully, in season 2, guys.
Where can everyone follow you?
Oh, my bad. It's your boy Nino. You can follow me at Nino Llanera on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Marisa?
And you can follow me on Twitter at Serafini TV.
There you go. Peace out, guys.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.